School bells are ringing once again in Prince George's. The story next on CTV News Tonight.
County students head back to school today. I'm Katara Jones. I'll have all the details coming up on CTV News.
The summer break is over. It's back to school time. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, excitement is in the air as Prince George's students begin their first day of the new school year today. CTV's Katira Jones is at Hyattsville Middle School with more.
Class is back in session for thousands of county students today. I'm outside of Hyattsville Middle School, which is one of 6 of the district's newest schools. And greeting these students on their first day back to school was new Superintendent Millard House.
Guys, have a good first day, okay? Let's go do this.
It was a busy yet exciting day for students and teachers as the new academic year began for the county school system. One PGCPS parent who says he's ready to tackle the new school year is Millard House, the new superintendent of schools.
I'm feeling great, to know that buses are back on the road, children are back in buildings, to know that parents are eager. As a parent myself, I was eager this morning for my son to start his middle school journey.
Superintendent House visited 4 schools today, including the brand new Hyattsville Middle. After years of planning, PGCPS has finally opened 6 newly constructed schools.
It's amazing to see and know that facilities like this exist. This is a shining example of what should be, knowing that a number of our facilities have really reached its age, expiration.
While some students had breakfast in the open concept cafeteria, others went to the gym to pick up their schedules and head to class. On hand to help welcome kids back to class was County Executive Angela Alsobrooks.
Oh my gosh, these kids are so excited. A few of them are a little apprehensive who are meeting new friends for the first time. Some are starting here for the first time. But these are bright, amazing students. Their parents are excited. And so, we're really just looking forward to having a very productive, safe, and wonderful year for our kids.
Hyattsville Middle will be welcoming 1,200 students this academic year, and PGCPS plans to have more than 133,000 students. In Hyattsville, Katara Jones, CTV News.
And students also headed back to Dora Kennedy French Immersion School this morning, but for many, the school day began with mixed emotions. Are you excited to be here today?
Not really.
Not really? Is it because you enjoyed your summer vacation?
Yes.
What'd you do in summer?
I went to Canada. I went to New York.
Anybody missing summer vacation?
Yes, we didn't really do anything this summer, but it's okay.
Dora Kennedy is an amazing school, and so we are very thankful and excited about the new year.
How about you?
I'm kind of excited and kind of nervous.
Mixed emotions on the first day of school are not uncommon, but for students and parents at the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School, a dark cloud has been hanging over them. It's because one of their beloved teachers has been missing for weeks. Miriam Torre Sila was last seen July 29th going for a walk at Shrome Hills Park near her home in Greenbelt. An exhaustive search of the park didn't provide any clues about her disappearance.
I have a phone number. She's a good friend. I'm not happy about the situation, but what can we do then? Just to keep praying for her that God should come back safely.
She was just my 3rd grade teacher.
She was? What were your thoughts about her? Do you miss her?
Yeah, I miss her so much. She was like a really nice teacher to me. And if I needed help, she would help me. But now I'm just sad that she's gone because I really miss her.
And I think that her missing is very hard for the year, but we really hope that they're gonna find her and we're gonna keep praying.
Yesterday, dozens came together to pray for her safe return during a vigil before the start of the school year.
It has been overwhelming. It has been a bit of a struggle, but I also say it's been encouraging due to the community that's helped support us and get us through this trying time and prepare for school to start in the midst of this big gaping hole that we have as a missing teacher.
Sela's sibling, Fatih Touré, came all the way from the Ivory Coast to assist in her sister's search.
Please come back. We need you. We love you. Everybody is is looking for you. Please come back. We need you.
And Greenbelt Police, along with other state and federal agencies, are investigating the teacher's disappearance. Well, thousands flocked to the nation's capital this weekend to commemorate the 1963 March on Washington. It was 60 years ago today that 250,000 people from all over the country gathered at the Lincoln Memorial to advocate for civil rights, jobs, and freedom. And while the march was organized by A. Philip Randolph and Bayard Rustin, it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who rose to prominence when he delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Here's a clip of that 17-minute address.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Now, the March on Washington is credited with helping to pass several key pieces of legislation, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Will Jimeno. I'm a retired Port Authority police detective and a 9/11 survivor. For 13 hours, I was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. I was rescued thanks to brave people who were willing to put their own lives on the line to save mine. For 9/11 this year, a National Day of Service, I'll be paying it forward by taking time to help others. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Welcome back. Well, as the new academic year kicks off, some county middle and high schools will have new security enhancements. The Prince George's School System has launched a pilot program that will include putting security screening devices inside the schools. According to Maryland Matters, the equipment will cost the district about $523,000. During an interview today, Superintendent Millard House described the technology as similar to going through TSA at an airport. A new ransomware group is claiming responsibility for the August 14th attack on the Prince George's School System. Raisida added the school district to its dark leak last Friday, just 3 days before the start of the school year. PGCPS claims that only about 4,500 user accounts were impacted, mostly staff accounts. But now sensitive data from those compromised user accounts have been put up for sale on Rasida's leak site for 15 Bitcoin, roughly $390,000. The group appears to be auctioning off passports, driver's license, and other sensitive information, according to Cyber News. The auction is set to expire on Wednesday. The Speaker of the House of Delegates in Annapolis is supporting Team Alsobrooks in the race for U.S. Senate. Adrienne Jones says she's supporting Angela Alsobrooks because she believes the county executive is the best candidate to replace Ben Cardin, who is not running for re-election in 2024. The endorsements continue to rack up for Alsobrooks. Her campaign says she has received the support of more than 90 community leaders, advocates, and lawmakers across the state. Alsobrooks faces Congressman David Trone, Montgomery County Council member Will Jawando, and activist Jerome Siegel in the November 2024 election. Prince George's police need the public's help in a homicide investigation that occurred early Sunday morning. The incident happened about 3:30 a.m. in the 5100 block of Indian Head Highway. Police responded to the location for a welfare check. While on the scene, they discovered the adult man outside suffering from trauma. He was pronounced dead on the scene. If any information on this case, you're asked to call the Crime Solvers tip line at 1-866-411-TIPS. And county police have identified the victim in a fatal shooting over the weekend. 22-year-old Amarnae Smith of Baltimore was shot late Saturday night in the 14,000 block of Willoughby Road in Upper Marlboro. A second person was wounded in the incident, but his injuries are considered non-life-threatening. Meantime, police have arrested a suspect in a homicide in Laurel last month. 20-year-old Yair Medina of Lanham is accused of shooting Cameron Smith during a July 21st dispute in Laurel. Medina, who was acquainted with his victim, has been charged with first and second-degree murder. And still to come, Simon Buggs will be here with your Monday Sports Page report. Stay with us.
What's up, everybody? And coming up on your Monday Sports Page, Bowie State safety Keith Williams talks about DMV athletes as well as the team as they head into the 2023 season, as well as a recap of the Commanders' final preseason game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Stay right there.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a Real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit a family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a Real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self by May 7th, 2025. Find out how at tsa.gov/RealID.
All right, everybody, it's time for your Monday Sports Page. We'll start with some college football. The DMV has produced tons of gifted athletes over the years. From Kevin Durant to Stephon Diggs to Francis Tiafoe, the DMV has been a springboard for athletes competing in college and the pros. I asked Bowie State safety Keith Williams about why athletes from this area are able to succeed, and here's what he had to say.
I feel like the atmosphere, the environment. I mean, we breed dogs, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just being from this area, dealing with what we got to go through and competing against each other, we only can create the best.
Sticking with Bowie State football, the Bulldogs have had a lot of success over the years, going to and winning 3 straight CIAA championships from 2019 to 2021. The Bulldogs haven't been to the CIAA championship game since then. Williams touched on it, and he believes if the team can end games better, then the Bulldogs can get back to that level of success.
Just continue to work and finish. I mean, I feel like we were in most of the games we lost last year, and we just didn't finish. So I feel like just finishing this year is going to help us.
The Bulldogs take the field for their first game of the season against Delaware State on Saturday. Wrapping up sports, the UMD men's soccer team captured their first win yesterday, beating UNC Greensboro 2-0. The Terps are now 1-1 and will play their next game against Wake Forest on Friday. The Terps women's soccer team was also in action yesterday, but they ended their game with James Madison in a tie 2-2. The Lady Terps are now 0-1 with 3 ties and will take on VCU next on Thursday. And that is your Monday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. And that is CTV News for now. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.